Once upon a time, in a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills and a serene river, there lived a man named Samuel. He was a solitary soul, often seen walking the cobblestone streets with a thoughtful look on his face. Samuel was known for his vivid imagination, which he often indulged in, but he was blissfully unaware of how his imagination truly worked, and this would soon become the center of a life-changing experience. It was a warm summer afternoon when Samuel found himself sitting on a park bench, gazing at the shimmering water of the river. He began to drift into his own world, as he often did, and soon his thoughts took the form of an argument. It was an argument he had had with his co-worker Lisa a few days ago. Samuel had felt that he should have said something different, that he should have made a better point, and he began to replay the conversation in his mind, over and over again. In this imaginary world, Samuel was not content with just replaying the argument. He felt a strong urge to win it this time, to outsmart Lisa with his words and wit. As he continued to rehearse the argument in his head, his emotions grew increasingly heated, and his imaginary victory became his sole obsession. He spent hours crafting the perfect comebacks and rebuttals, meticulously building his case to emerge victorious. Days turned into weeks, and Samuel's obsession with this imaginary argument grew stronger. He couldn't concentrate on his work or enjoy the company of his friends anymore. He was entirely consumed by this self-imposed challenge. His mental energy was drained, and his sleep was restless as he spent his nights preparing for this phantom debate. One day, as Samuel was walking through the town square, he was startled when he realized that Lisa was standing right in front of him. She was beaming, and her eyes were filled with warmth. "Samuel," she greeted with a friendly wave, "I've been looking for you. I wanted to talk about that argument we had a while back. I feel like we both had valid points, and I'd like to find a middle ground." Samuel, caught off guard, was momentarily speechless. Here, in reality, Lisa was not the fierce adversary he had been battling in his mind. She was a fellow human being with her own perspective and feelings. It was a wake-up call for Samuel. He had been so focused on winning an argument that he had neglected to realize that there were two sides to every conversation. They sat down at a nearby cafe, and as they began to discuss their differences, Samuel's imagination-induced anger and frustration slowly gave way to understanding. He realized that while he had been rehearsing his imaginary victory, he had been depriving himself of the opportunity to learn, to see things from a different perspective, and to truly connect with others. As their conversation continued, Samuel and Lisa started to find common ground and appreciate each other's viewpoints. They discovered that when two people engage in a discussion, they co-create a third perspective, a reality that exists somewhere between their initial beliefs. It was a profound realization for Samuel, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of liberation from the constraints of his own imagination. Over the next few weeks, Samuel's life began to change. He stopped engaging in imaginary arguments, and instead, he embraced the idea of open and constructive conversations. He found that he was not only learning more from others, but also building stronger relationships. His once vivid imagination, which had trapped him in endless mental battles, now served him in a different way. It allowed him to envision a world of possibilities and solutions, rather than dwelling on conflicts. With a newfound understanding of the power of imagination and the importance of dialogue, Samuel became an advocate for healthy discussions in his community. He encouraged people to see the world through different lenses, to engage in conversations that transcended imaginary conflicts, and to create a reality shaped by empathy and shared perspectives. The story of Samuel serves as a reminder that imagination is a double-edged sword. It can create beautiful worlds and inspire great accomplishments, but it can also trap us in imaginary battles that consume our energy and hinder our personal growth. To harness the true potential of our imagination, we must remain aware of its workings and use it to build bridges rather than barriers in our interactions with others. In the end, the world is indeed mental, and our imagination is a powerful tool for shaping the reality we desire.